Brian Callahan is live tonight at UNLV, where there was a vigil on campus tonight. Brian.
Yeah, and there's still some students out here, a handful of students, as you can see behind us, still paying their respects, talking. We're starting to see a few smiles from people as they're chatting about shared experiences, embracing, coming together as the community. We had 1,000 people out here earlier. This entire courtyard, you can see, was filled. Everybody standing up on the risers here in the amphitheater to where you couldn't see through to the restaurants inside the student union here. All, taking a moment of silence that was actually about 3 minutes long. They did right at 8 minutes after 7 to mark, the 8 minutes after 10 that those shots were called into police, and they began just the mass response to the senseless shooting. So there are still some people out here obviously wanting to continue their bonding here throughout the night. And as I said, I talked to UNLV President Len Jessup earlier. They said they are planning several other events like the vigil they had here tonight throughout the week to encourage the students here to continue bonding, to continue talking about what they're going through in light of the senseless attack, what they're experiencing as well. He says they have adopted Las Vegas as their pseudo hometown since coming here to school. So he really wants to encourage them to be involved and to talk about what they're experiencing. A lot of the students we talked to said it was a different feeling around campus and around town today, just because they didn't know how to feel. A few said they were feeling a little guilty when they did smile, realizing what all the families are going through of the victims that were at the festival and were injured or even just separated for hours in that panic. So the students, well aware that their situations, their feelings are well in their right to feel that way, but also realizing there are people in a lot worse situations.
Brian, you mentioned last night this hit close to home for you because your mother was at that concert last night. How is she doing tonight?
She's doing pretty well. I think, like a lot of people we've spoken with, they haven't fully processed exactly what they were going through. The adrenaline carried her through most of the night. She spent a lot of the night into the early morning on a couch inside one of the MGM restaurants, and then I think it was about 7:20 this morning. She said they let her back into a room at MGM. She was getting some sleep, and then around noon they got back into Mandalay Bay. I think she's staying in a room there again tonight because her car was in the valet area, and they told her she won't be able to get to her car, that she needs to drive back to my hometown in Central California until at least noon tomorrow. So she was, when I was texting with her a little earlier tonight, time kind of losing sense of time at this point, she was going up to the room to try and get some rest because once she gets her car, she does have a long drive home, and she's still kind of processing a lot of the stuff that she's going through. I called my sister last night telling her, hey, be ready. When the emotions hit, they're going to come pretty strong. So just be there for her because she's obviously 6 hours away from here. I can't just talk to her in person. So letting the family there know to be ready, because a lot of these people are going to have to deal with their emotions when they get home and kind of try and get back to some semblance of a normal life.
Yeah, it's a lot to process. It's a lot to take in. Our thoughts are with your family as well as the victims, the 59 victims and the 527 who were injured in all of this. Brian Callahan, thank you.
Good advice, Brian.